Despite their size and safety, ships and airplanes are nevertheless remarkable machines, albeit some of them can be terrifying. There are already one or two accounts of planes that vanished and actually materialized as ghosts. But in this case, we focus on 7 ships that simply vanished without a trace. Let's see. 1. USS Wasp. There were several ships called the USS Wasp, but one in particular disappeared in 1814. The ship was built in 1813 for the war in Britain, and was considered a good warship. Commanded by Navy veteran Johnston Blakely, the ship fought and won some battles, not least because it had 22 cannons and a crew of 170 men. One day, after winning a battle, the Wasp ship was sailing to the warm waters of the Caribbean, but after that, the ship disappeared completely without a trace. Some say it may have sunk due to a storm, but because it has no trace of the ship or crew, no one knows what really happened to the ship. 2. SS Marine Sulfur Queen. The ship known as the SS Marine Sulfur Queen was a 160-meter tanker originally used to transport oil during World War II. Later, the ship began transporting molten sulfur, which required its storage tanks to be in extreme temperatures, which also led to the danger of fire. In 1963, the ship was going to make one more voyage, and before leaving, the crew sent a radio message saying that everything was fine with the ship, but after that message, no one was able to communicate with the ship. The ship completely disappeared, and many suggest it exploded. Others still blame it on the mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle, with the crew's bodies never being found. Like, subscribe, and share this content with some friend. Help us to spread free valuable knowledge. 3. SS Poet. At first, this ship transported troops in World War II, but later, it transported steel. In 1979, the ship was purchased by the Eugenia Corporation of Hawaii, which gave her the name Poet. In 1979, they put 13,500 tons of corn on the ship, which was to sail to Egypt, but it never got there. His last communication came just 6 hours after he left port, when one of the crew spoke to his wife. After that, there was no communication from the ship, not even a distress call. The Coast Guard even came to look for the ship for a while, but without any post, they decided to give up. 4. USS Conestoga. The USS Conestoga was a small minecraft ship in the year 1917. After the end of World War I, the ship became a tugboat for the port of Norfolk, Virginia. But after her adaptation in Norfolk, the ship sailed to Mare Island, California, where she underwent some minor repairs. The ship sailed again on March 25, 1921, and without any explanation the ship disappeared. 2 months later, the remains of a ship were found, including the letter C, and it was supposed to be from Conestoga. 5. USS Insurgent. The USS Insurgent was originally a French ship, and in 1799, the ship lost a battle to a ship called the Constellation. Dominated by the Americans, the ship was renamed the Insurgente, and she was sent to serve in the Caribbean, where she won several victories with Captain Alexander Murray. Back in the U.S. in 1800, at the time led by Patrick Fletcher, the ship was sent to protect American shipping lanes in the Caribbean. On August 8, 1800, the ship left Hampton Roads, Virginia, never to be seen again. Rumors say that a storm sank the ship. 6. SS Bachimo. Built in 1911, the Bachimo was a huge steam cargo ship that belonged to Hudson's Bay Company, and was used to transport fur from northern Canada. The ship's first 9 voyages were relatively uneventful. But on her final voyage, in 1931, winter had arrived, and the ship was trapped in ice. Most of the crew were rescued, but the captain decided to stay on the ship. One day, a big blizzard hit, and when it ended, the ship was completely gone. This ship became famous as a ghost ship, because in 1969, after 37 years, the ship was seen sailing through the Arctic. In 2006, the Alaskan government finally launched a ghost ship project to track HMO. Despite their efforts, the ship was not found. 7. SS Oahu. Built in 1942, the Oahu steamer and cargo ship went through many owners before being purchased by Car Shipping and Trading Company of Australia. On September 8, 1952, the ship left Sydney with a crew of 18, bound for the isolated island of Lord Howe. The ship was in good condition when she left, and there were few dangers along the way. However, within 48 hours, the ship made a radio call, and although it was difficult to understand, the call sounded as if something bad was happening. That was the last time anyone made contact with the crew. Debris didn't turn up, let alone bodies. It is thought that the ship caught a storm or something, but that still remains a mystery. Please make the internet cleaner and full of good knowledge, share it with a friend and let us know what you think in the comments.